Let me ask everybody in this room a serious, legit question. My brothers and sisters, okay? Is your lead sources right now in your business, will it allow you to continue to do what you want and grow in an environment where interest rates stay high for 5 more years? Feel that in the room? Another issue that's happening in the marketplace is affordability is a legitimate thing. Anybody notice that? Anybody besides me driving around being like, how in the world is anybody buying a house where the average payment's 5-6 grand a month? You're like, how on planet Earth are you doing that? To get back to the affordability of 2016 and 2019, one of these 3 extreme things would have to happen. Number 1, prices would have to drop 39%. Number 2, household income would have to jump 60% to $134,000 a year. Number 3, interest rates would have to drop to 2.35%. Let me ask all my smart, intelligent, beautiful brothers and sisters at EXP. What is the probability that any one of those 3 things happen in the next 12, 18, 24 months? I'm sorry? 0. So why are you pretending that it will? The amount of progress that a man or woman experiences is directly correlated to the amount of truth that they can withstand. We live in a world where we want everybody to feel good, so we lie to them. We don't tell them the truth. Now that I know the truth, now we can think about what? Strategy. Because you need an accurate assessment of reality in order to produce a good outcome.
Because we know the environment.
Right, I know the environment. That's exactly right. Hey, he's listening. How many people in this room want to increase their business? Yes or yes? Yes. Good. Hey, you guys are getting the energy thing. This is good. Well, there's only 4 ways to do it. And I don't care what guru you go to. You go to Alex Hormozi, you go to Tony Robbins, they all talk about the same 4. Because there's only 4. 1 is increase leads. 2 is to increase conversion. So the leads that you're getting, you get better at what you're saying to convert them better. 3 is ascension. So you sell them a single family residential home and then you sell them like a second home or like a portfolio. You ascend them into higher stuff. 4 is retention. You keep them for longer. The one we're going to focus on today is leads because most of you guys have a leads problem. You don't want to admit it, but I see you crowding rooms about AI and how can I get leads and funnels? And, yeah? That's the actual problem, is a lead problem. And we're looking at all the shiny pennies to try to find a magical source of leads. Why probate? Well, imagine there was a lead source that had a high density of motivated, qualified sellers. I don't know if you guys know this. We live in a world where we can make data-driven decisions. Do you know that most of the gurus in our space, most of the real estate coaches, some of which have never sold real estate before, what they will tell you is the 4 horsemen. Expireds, canceled, for sale by owners, just listed, just sold, and all they do is recycle them depending on the flavor of the month. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, she knows. Yeah, I know. That's all they do. Well, what if you're gonna stack time on top of a lead source, wouldn't it make logical, practical sense for you to stack time on a lead source that has a higher density of motivated, qualified sellers? Because that increases the chances that you'll bump into one. Yes or yes?
Yes.
So probate is that. It's also market resistant. It is independent of interest rates, independent of market cycles, independent of administrations. I don't care if you're red or blue. What are the 2 things that are gonna happen no matter what? Death and taxes. Yes? So it's independent of market conditions. The other thing that I love about this, 65% of these homes, guys, are free and clear, which means we have high levels of motivation and what? High levels of equity. Every real estate agent's favorite things to hear. Yes?
Yes.
And it's an enormous demographic. We have this huge silver tsunami. The second largest group of Americans in the United States behind millennials is baby boomers. Any boomers in the room? Love you guys. Well, their average age is 70. They're 21% of the US population, 62% of them own a home. What'd you say? 62% own a home. So let me ask all my smart, intelligent, beautiful brothers and sisters at EXP, what is the probability, knowing that demographic where they're 21% of the population, 62% own a home, they're the second largest group in the United States, that probate is going to be a fantastic dynamic lead source for the next 10, 15 years? Yes or yes?
Yes.
You see how we can logically think together? Instead of like, you can do it. Hey, believe in yourself, find your magic. Probate can legitimately become a 2 to 3 listing thing a month for you within 90 to 120 days. It became 50% of my business. So do you remember when I had that Superman picture? And I was doing condo conversions, and I had to find a guide to tell me where the opportunities were? Well, what he told me was expireds. But here's the thing. That was good guidance then. Why? Historically, we had the most expireds on record. Never had more since. We had 300 a day. I couldn't even call them all. I would set 3 appointments a day, cancel 2, take 1. I did 100 deals one year and 75 were expireds. It's what was given in that market. Does that make sense? But then 2011-12 happened and the market got better. What happens to expireds when the market gets better? They go away. Now, I would love to tell you that I had a very adult, mature way of handling that. I was like, oh, you know what? this is changing. Maybe I need to pivot. That is not what happened. I had an adult temper tantrum. I banged my head against the wall for 90 days. And I realized there's not enough leads for me to do what I want. I pivoted over to probate, sought a guide, pivoted over to probate. I went from 100 transactions a year to 200 transactions a year on the back of that lead source. Now that we're clear on the environment, we're clear on why probate is a thing, now we got to overcome some of these internal beliefs that get in the way of reaching out to this lead source. So some smiling, yeah? So who wants to tell me some of your internal beliefs as to why you would not reach out to these people? And be honest, because we're brothers and sisters here. I'm sorry? Sensitive time. Good, what else?
Uncomfortable conversation.
Uncomfortable conversations. I don't know if you know this, one of the second biggest fears behind public speaking is confrontation. Most people will go out of their way completely, you all have family members, we all know this, go out of their way completely to confront people. And it causes a lot of strife. What else? Poaching, how dare you? You're such a dirty boy, how are you doing that? Poaching those people. I'm sorry? It's hard, I gotta get through. These are great. So this is, you know what's cool about this? This is the exact things that I came up with. So, it's in poor taste. How dare you? It's a sensitive thing. Here's my actual experience though, okay? Is that, how many people in this room have ever dealt with a probate for a family member where there was real property? Yeah, how hard was that? Incredibly difficult. You have the real property, which sometimes you still have some of those siblings that don't want to leave, still living there. Yes? You have the tangible personal property, which is all the contents, which has sentimental value. Plus you got all your siblings like this. Give me the money, please. And they don't want to help you. Do you know how many sellers I've spoken to, legitimately verbatim with no hyperbole, said to me, hey, you know what? I went to bed last night, I didn't know what I was gonna do, and you called me. Now imagine, with that belief, am I gonna be hesitant to pick up the phone? No. Because I see myself as the white hat. Do you know who knows about this lead source and beats it up? Investors. And I love investors, if you're in the room, love you. Their intention is to buy at a very steep discount with the goal and objective of making a profit themselves. You know they'd rather deal with you. They trust you more. So who's actually at fault if somebody does that? You, because you wouldn't pick up the phone because that belief got in the way. Yes? Yeah. Hey, you notice the energy in the room? We don't like truth. Listen to me. The truth will set you free, but at first it'll piss you off.
Amen.
Okay? Second one, it's too sensitive. It's way too sensitive for me, okay? Now, are you gonna have to learn, like, what I would call tactical empathy? Yes, because it is a tough situation. At the same time, do you know how much value you add by helping people to navigate that? Because they're not talking to their brother and sister, and you can help put that together. You're adding tremendous amounts of value to these people in their lives. And in the process, you can make money. Does that make sense? You could do good by doing good. Okay? And then the last one is, which I heard over here, it's too complicated. There's attorneys involved and all that other stuff. Well, I don't buy that. You know why I don't buy that? Everybody in this room learned how to walk. Everybody in this room learned how to talk. Sometimes multiple languages. Everybody in this room learned how to drive. Yeah? Most of us in this room, if you're my age, I'm 45, you learned how to use technology. I used to make fun of people who did like media. Now I'm the guy who teaches media. You can all learn things. And this process is not that complicated to learn. You just need to understand the legal component in your geographic area. And then you can combine that with the real property knowledge, and now you can add a lot of value. Does that make sense? Because anybody who has a real estate license can help these people sell their home, yeah? But the one who ends up actually getting the business is the one who solves the most problems for them, okay? And we'll get to that in a minute. So we are now 2.5 months from 2025 being complete. I have a question for you guys. How has the real estate market been treating you? And some people say awesome, but here's what's true in my experience, because I have the good fortune of speaking to agents all around the country, independent of what they post on Instagram, and their silly little keys at closing. Agents fit into one of 3 categories. Number 1, 2025 has been exceptionally difficult. Yeah. Notice the energy in the room?